So in this tutorial, we'll see how we can use special methods in our self-defined classes. So what are special methods? Special methods are something that we can use those methods to customize the built-in operators for our own classes, own class objects. So what are operators? Class, it's an operator, right? So if we add two numbers, plus is this sign is an operator. This is acting like an operator. Again, if we add two strings, it's also an operator. It's also an operator, but here plus is doing the mathematical addition, and here it is doing the concatenation. It's totally working in two different way, right? So for strings, this operator is working like one way, and for these variable, I mean these numbers, numerical values, plus operator is acting like another way. So the operator's functionality is different for these two kinds of data types, right? I hope this makes sense. Now, for our self-defined class, let's say we have defined a class called vector, right? So for this class, we want to customize this plus operator for our own purpose, so that it behave like exactly how we want it to behave, right? So this is an operator, plus is an operator. Again, the len function is an operator. I can call len in any list, on any list, right? So I can define a list called len, list 1. Let's say there are some elements, maybe string or numbers, anything, right? Anything. So this len operator is going to return the length of this list. I mean total number of elements of this list, right? So by using special methods, we can customize these operators. We can customize the plus operator, asterisk, that mean multiplication operator, then len operator, then also this is also an operator like list 1. Then if I try to index anything from this list, it will return the third element from the list, right? This is also an operator. This is an indexing operator or subscripting operator. Okay, so now let's see how we can customize our these one of these operators, right? First, we'll see how we can customize indexing operator and len operator. Okay, first I will define a class called deck. Deck is a collection of cards actually. So you all know about playing cards like hearts, diamonds, spades, and clubs, and there are four suites of any deck. Any deck of cards have only 4 suites, right? Hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. And each of the suites has 13 different ranked cards. Like hearts has 13 cards. Let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then jack, king, queen, ace. Right? So we're gonna make a class that when you initialize an object using that class, it will by default give me all the cards, and we can get the length and indexing from this object. Okay, first let us define the card object. Okay, for this I need to import collections. Okay, so I am going to define the card object. This is actually a template like a class, but we are not using class keyword for defining this object. Okay, what I am going to do here, collections. Okay, collections dot named tuple, right? Collections dot named tuple. Here you will pass it a string value that will be the name of this object. You can say like cards, anything you want, but it's a variable. It's just an object name, but it's the actual object's name that will be printed here. When you print any card object, you will see this name, right? Okay, I am also giving it the name called card. Okay, now it will take two variables, or you can say parameters or anything, like rank. First of all, it will take the suite, then it will take the rank, right? Okay, now let's try to use this card object. Print card, and we will pass the suite called hearts and the rank as J. Okay, now let's print this thing by running this script. Okay, Python 3, then custom deck. This is my file name, custom deck. Any problem here? I don't know. Custom deck. So you can see here it is printing card object whose suite is hearts and rank is J, right? If I change the name like cards or cards, you will see this name here. As you can see, cards of suite hearts and rank J. So I'll stick it to card name. Okay. Now I will define the deck class. Okay. What name I can give? Any name, just custom deck, or just let's say my deck, right? My deck. So first of all, I need to define the ranks, the list of ranks. Okay, for this I will use list comprehension. I will use str rank. Okay, I am just converting the numerical ranks to string data type, right, for convenience. Okay, for rank in range 2 to 11. Why I am writing this 2 and 11? Because the ranks are starting from 2 and up to 10, but not including, it will not include the last parameter, right, in range function. So I am passing 2, 11. This will return us a list of 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, right? Okay, then we will add another list with this. This will a list of jack, king, queen, and ace, right? This is a string, and the list function is going to make this a list of all the characters, like list of j, k, q, and a. So we have got our ranks. Now we have to define our suites. Okay, what are the suites? They are hearts. Okay, hearts, and then diamonds, and then comes clubs and spades. Okay, I think these are all we have got in ranks and suites. Now we have to define a initialization method, like init double underscore. So when we use that class for initializing an object, this method will be called, right? So it will create a self.cards property, and here we're going to implement another list comprehension, and it will return all the cards using that ranks and suites, right? This property will contain all the card objects. It will actually contain 52 card objects, right? Each deck has 52 cards, and each suite has 13 cards for different ranks. Okay, now I have called card object or card template, whatever you say. I am passing here the first of all what it takes. It takes the suite first, right? So I am going to write suite and then rank. Then I have to run the for loop twice for each of the suites and each of the ranks, right? For each suite it will loop over 13 ranks, right? For heart suite it will loop over 13 ranks. For diamonds it will loop over 13 ranks. So by this way we get total of 52 cards. Okay, so for suite in self.suites, right? Self.suites, because these are properties, so I have to call the self.suites for self.suites, and again we have to run the for loop for rank in self.ranks. Okay, so by this we are getting the self.cards variable or self.cards property for this class. Okay, and then okay, now up to this point let's try to initialize a new deck. Okay, let's say deck of Tasneem equals my deck. I have just initialized a new deck, right? So okay, first of all, okay, let's try to print this. Print deck of Tasneem, all then cards. Okay, let's clear out the console and then try to run this script again. Custom deck. So you can see here the 52 cards, right? So this is the card object. This is the list of 52 cards. Here you can see the third brackets or square brackets. This is the card number 1. This is the card number 2, and so on. From this we are getting 52 cards. Now, if we try to print the length of this card or this deck, like deck of Tasneem, if we try to print the length using the len operator, what we shall get? I am getting an type error, right? Because the object of type my deck has no len method. Okay, we have to define it in our own way. We have to customize our len method. Okay, for this I have to customize the len method, right? These will be converted into this operator, right? Okay, first of all I have to pass the self object, then it will return the len of self dot cards, right? Self.cards. Okay, this len is a default len method for list because this is a list. You can see here this is clearly a list. So len method by default work on list. So now if I try to print this, you can see here I am getting 52. So where this len is coming from? This len is coming from this method, right? This method, and this method is actually returning the length of the list called self.cards, right? So you can see how we can easily customize this len method. Now we no need to call cards, right? We can directly call len method over our object, len method on our object directly, right? So this is the convenience. Okay, now we have to now I will write another method called $_get_item $_, and this will actually convert it into the indexing. I'll show you in a minute. Okay, first let me pass the self object. I have to pass this, and then I have to pass position, right? Position. Okay, now it will return self dot cards, and now I can subscript with it. I can index, because this is a list. This is a list. Lists are by default subscriptable, and len method is by default for list objects, right? So now if I print this, if I print any one of the card, if I print any one of the card, let what is my object's name? Deck of Tasnim, right? Deck of Tasnim. Let me print the ninth element, ninth card of this deck. Okay, now let's see what happened. Okay, so we are seeing that the ninth card is hearts rank 10, right? Hearts rank 10. This is our ninth card. So now we have properly implemented our len and indexing method. Now what can we do? You can do some another amazing things. You can also do slicing, right? Let's say you want to grab from ninth card to what can you say, ninth card to, let's say, 19th card, right? 19th card. So it will not include the 19 index, right? So now if I run this, again, you can see I have got from ninth card, I've got from ninth card up to what can I say, it's 19th card, right? So I can also slice